When you're making a shot list, it's really important to have the right terminology so that you can properly describe to the rest of your team what your images are going to look like. And we're gonna go through a whole bunch of shot types and camera angles right now. If you haven't watched it already, I made another video on shot listing. I'm gonna leave a description in a link. I'm gonna leave a link in the description so you can check that out after this. Now, for the purpose of this video, I've broken it up into two sections, what I'm calling shot type and angle. A lot of times in videos they mix it into one, but I actually think it's important to separate them. I'm using the word shot type to describe the framing of your subject, while angle is the position of your camera. So let's get started. First shot type, the wide or the establishing shot. As the name suggests, this is about establishing the space. The subject can be in the shot or not, but it's about establishing the space and helping the viewer orient where they are within the story. The next shot type is the long shot. Now, a long shot is a full body shot of your subject. And because you need to usually back up or zoom out to get a full body shot, it is getting a lot more of the background as well. Then there's a medium shot of your subject, and that's usually shot from the waist up. If you want something in between the long and the medium shot, that's where the cowboy shot comes into play. Cowboy shot is usually from the thighs up, made popular by cowboy movies, and what it does is it lets you see anything that they might have on their waist. Let's say a gun or a sword, you know? It's not just a cowboy shot, it's also a samurai shot. It's not. Whoops. Then there's the close-up shot, and that's usually a shoulders up shot. We're getting a lot closer, a lot more intimate. We're gonna be able to see more nuanced details in the actor's performance. It really helps us forget about the surroundings and get into the dialogue. Finally, there are detail shots. These can be shots of objects or specific parts of the performer, be it a close-up of their eye or of their hand, or maybe an important detail of a prop or something on the set. If you're gonna be getting detailed shots of items, those are usually used either for transitions or to highlight something of importance. Now, those are the shot types, the framing of your performer. Now, on top of that, the other decision you need to make is the angle of the shot. Where's the camera being positioned? Any of those shot types we went through can be mixed with any of the following angles. So let's take a look. First, we have the over-the-shoulder shot. These can also be called dirty shots. It means that there's something in the foreground, usually the shoulder or arm of another performer, and again helps us orient the camera within the space. Then there's the high angle. By placing the camera higher than eye level, it generally has a feeling of making them seem more insignificant, smaller, and a bit more powerless. Contrary to that, you have the low angle. A low angle is usually used to show dominance or power. As a side note, these high and low angles are accentuated when using a wider lens and being closer to the subject. Then we have the Dutch angle, which is when the camera is slightly tilted. This gives the image an off-putting and an unsettling feeling. You can use that to build tension or just to show that there's something wrong going on in the scene. Then there's the three-quarter shot, and that's when the camera is put at a 45-degree angle from the performer. And then finally, there's the profile shot, and that's when the performer is looking directly off one side of the frame. Now again, any of these two shot types and angles can be used together. You can have a wide profile or a close profile. You can have an over-the-shoulder cowboy shot, an over-the-shoulder wide shot. Mixing and matching them is gonna help you determine the feeling that you want to convey with every single shot. Now, these are just starting points for your descriptions, but after that, make sure you fill your description with anything more that you might want to add. Now, all that being said, a shot doesn't only have to stick with one shot type and one camera angle. If you're including camera movement or performer movement, something might switch from a long shot to a medium to a wide, depending if they're walking away from the camera. A shot might start off as a three-quarter shot and then move behind and follow them as they move into action. But as long as you have this terminology down, it's going to help you define your shots and make a very clear description for your director of photography, your assistant director, your art director, everyone on board who would have access to your shot list. Again, if you haven't checked out my video on the basics of shot listing, I have that link in the description. I also have a link to a video on how to shot list dialogue with two actors side by side. That's it, friends. Hope you liked it. More coming at you. Just let me know. Let me know what you want. Tell me what you want. Mwah!